Hello, welcome to Razortree Productions. I just got back from the Grand Tournament USA for Age of Sigmar, and it was amazing. I had a whole lot of fun. It's 5 games over 2 days, and I played, I think, every death player in the tournament. I ended up going 3-2. My first game was against Legions of Nagash on the battle plan Battle for the Pass, and it was a pretty hard-fought game. There was a lot of dying. His list had Nagash himself, the big man, big 30-man unit of Grimgas. I ended up taking objectives early. He let me go first, and I think that was his downfall. But I ended up taking everything but his objective. Ended up wiping a unit of Grimgas. It was Nagash and Neferata. So Nagash, Neferata, Grimgas, Chain Rasps, and some dire wolves. I can't remember if there is much else, or if there even was anything else. But it's a lot of fun. The guy that was playing came all the way down from California, so it was cool to not be playing any local people for that. Now my second game was also Legions of Nagash. It's a local guy named Kit who just has one of the best looking armies I've ever seen. I know I've seen his army up at the Citadel. Yeah, Chris thinks so too. And apparently so did pretty much everybody there, because I believe he won an award for that. His name's Kit. Really good guy, one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet, and also an amazing painter. We played, I can't remember the scenario, but it's one where there's 3 objectives in the center, the deployment's on the long side of the board, 9 inches away. Can't remember the name of it, but it was a hard fought one. We all just clashed in the middle. Nagash tried his best to take out some Phoenix Guard and took out a lot, but ended up getting him on points with objectives. And then my third game for the day was against Sylvaneth, and it was Places of Arcane Power. And he went first because I have like 5,000 drops, so I pretty much accept that I'm not going first unless somebody gives it to me. But he had Durthu, another big tree, and Dryads and Hunters, or yeah, Kurnoth Hunters. One set of bows, one set of slashers, whatever they're called, swords. I don't know the actual name or the war scroll. But he basically ran Durthu up on the one, ran another one up in the middle, and summoned he summoned a whole bunch of, he summoned a grove right in the middle, and then ran his big tree in the middle to take that one, and then just flopped a huge max unit of Dryads inside the grove. So I really couldn't get around him. He was completely bubbled. And I tried my best to go take Durthu, but even ignoring wounds on a Phoenix, yeah, he still died because he couldn't ignore all 24 that went through. 24 hit, and then at least 12 went through on the Witness to Destiny roll. So I lost that game. I didn't even get any points because I killed a unit, but it was a summoned Dryad unit, so you don't get points for summon units. So I went away with that. 0 victory points, 0 kill points. But hey, it was a good day anyway, and the guy was from Colorado, I believe, and he was a super nice guy. Actually, everybody at the tournament, everybody I played, it was really pleasant. It's coming from CCG tournaments, not the same experience I get at those. I'll just leave it at that. It was a very pleasant experience with a bunch of great people. So day 1, I ended 2-1, and 2 out of 3 of my matches were against death. Day 2, okay. I was on a stream recently on Cinderfall Gaming. If you haven't checked out Cinderfall Gaming, go check him out. It's a lot of fun. He's got a lot of Scourge Privateer stuff on there. He also runs all the Facebook pages, like most of the fan pages for like Elves and Maw Tribes and Cities of Sigmar, all that stuff. But he had me on to talk about Cities of Sigmar with a guy named Nicholas from New York. And it's the first time I met him. I thought he was a really good guy. We ended up talking about how cool it was to have, some synergy possibly coming for Darkling Covens, and I was happy about the Phoenix Temple, possibly having more Stormcastles, having to ally them in, and maybe that they'd have some way to help have more buffs or battalions. Anyway, a lot of fun, and he mentioned just off chance that, I'd have Tomb Kings as well, and I'd like to bring them. Well, here's what happened. We ended up playing each other at this tournament with his Tomb Kings. They are fantastic looking. Oh man, they look so good, and they're all magnetized, which is good, because I kept hitting them. Bad form, I know, but it kept happening.
Well, during the painting competition, somebody knocked all of them down, and they had to spend 20 minutes picking them up.
Oh my god! You know what? He actually told me about that. He said that they came in, they had to pick them all up, and he came after asking, man, everything's here. I can't believe nobody knocked him over. These things fall over at the, a stiff breeze. And then that's when he found out that actually happened. He was like, oh, yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
But anyway, he had basically a just metric ton of chariots and Necropolis Knights, and then Cetra's chariot. I don't know the actual name of it, but it's Cetra and a chariot. And that was probably the most fun I've had in a game in a long time. It was Total Conquest. So there's 4 objectives, but it's a diagonal deployment. And it was tied for 3 turns as we clashed in the middle and just fought and fought and fought. I killed a model, it came back, killed a model, it came back. Returning slain models is a cool death thing, but when it's Tomb King's doing it, and it's a big ass, sorry, pardon my French, when it's a big 5 wound model just coming back, man, that is crazy. Tomb Kings are awesome. Man, they should bring them back or something. Anyway, it was so much fun, but then towards I can't remember what turn it was, but late game, I was able to sneak around in a way to take one of his back objectives. And then he had some, whatever the Tomb King versions of skeletons are, not the archer ones, but just the Tomb Guard, I think is what it is. Anyway, they were guarding a single objective, and I took a risk and flew my Frost Phoenix and Azyros out of combat because the Frost Phoenix was currently in combat with Cetra on his chariot, and he was wrecking me. So I got away, and then the turn after, ran those 2 up and killed all the skeletons, took that objective, had all 4 objectives. He was able to take 2 of them back, but it was a very close game, came down to time, and I eventually had the points on that, so I beat Tomb Kings. Actually, the first time I've ever seen them physically painted in person, and first time I've ever played them. They are amazing. They're a lot of fun. A lot of fun to play against. And Nicholas, top dude. He's such a cool guy. I really liked him a lot. And then the last game, I was on table 2. So the top 4 at the last game of the day was Daughters of Cain, and I think it's the same guy that either won or got second place at Adepticon. I'll have to check. He's also in the same group with Nicholas from New York. So shout out to New York. Those guys all were amazing. Really cool guys. So it's Daughters of Cain versus Skaven. And then my table at table 2 was me, Phoenix Guard, against Legion of Blood. Now, what would you do if I told you a death army had 34 models in it and 30 of them were chain rasps? Yeah, it was pretty sick. It did not go my way. I lost terribly. I got kill points. That's because that's all I could do. But it was Duality of Death when he had 2 zombie dragons, a Neferata, and a Bloodseeker Palanquin. So he ran his zombie dragons. He got first turn because, again, 12,000 drops. He ran his zombie dragons up to each objective. One of them had the Rend Ethereal Amulet. Another one would get Dark Mist. But I don't have a lot of Rend. Ran him up. I thought I was going to kill him. By third turn, realized I couldn't. So I started killing everything else. And he wiped the floor with me. He killed a lot of stuff, too. He killed a whole lot of stuff. He killed like 3 units of Phoenix Guard and one of my Frost Phoenix. So that's pretty impressive. But it was a fantastic time. I don't know the exact rankings as of recording this because they wouldn't tell us what they were past the first place, second place, third place. And they said they would post it on the Citadel Facebook page. So if that's up by now, that's probably where it is. If not, I'll talk about it somewhere. But a whole lot of fun, really cool people. A lot of folks came in from Britain to judge it. Some Games Workshop folks. And there were a lot of out-of-towners that came in, so it was a lot of cool. There were some people from Oklahoma, a guy from New Zealand, again, the 4 New Yorkers, guys from Colorado, a guy from California. Like I said, it was pretty cool having all those people there. It's really nice to see all the different types of lists and different things going on. Somebody's playing Legions of Asgore. So, I mean, it was a pretty sweet tournament seeing, like, oh, what's in this one? Oh, Phoenix Guard, Tomb Kings, Legions of Asgore, the typical. So it was a lot of fun. My cousin, my wife played. You've seen them both on the videos. You probably didn't know that, but
we both got the Wooden Spoon Award. We sucked.
Yeah.
It was fun, though. They
both went 0-5. Chris, because she used the Iron Jaws that she's played as many times as you've seen recorded. And Sean, because, well, he played Gutbusters.
They're not bad that bad. They're that bad, okay.
Okay,
They're
well,
that
they're
bad.
just as powerful as they've ever been.
Oh.
But anyway, it was a lot of fun. I just wanted to give this update so I can post everywhere and honestly not have to repeat myself a bunch. But so I'm going to go ahead and give shout outs to all my patrons on Patreon. Steve, or excuse me, Leanne, Gene, Peter, and now Dave. Dave also bought this camera that I am filming on right now, which is fantastic. It is very fun. And if you would like to donate to an ALS cause, go to the ALS Foundation. I think they have charities on there or ways to donate. Please do. Myself, Dave, Chris, we would all really appreciate it. And other than that, you can check out razortreeproductions.com. That's where you can find any of our links: Discord, Patreon, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. It's all on there. But I'll probably post some updates and pictures I already have on Instagram, but I'll also post any news I get on rankings or any of that stuff on the Discord. But anyway, thanks for watching. There's my rambling update. Hope you enjoyed.